Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MegaMek. Hello Varenk, glad you could make it. Always a pleasure, of course. Looks like it might be just you tonight for right now, but yeah, we're gonna be jumping into some MegaMek. I did do one or two things off camera. I went ahead and spent Ernestine Feller's XP on a third point of edge because I felt like that was important. More important than, say, saving up for another point of piloting or gunnery, which would be prohibitively expensive. But yeah, 10 XP for a third point of edge, definitely worth it. Second point of order, Petra, fixing to go into battle in the Banshee, has 10 XP as well, which is enough for her to improve her negotiation skill. As the unit commander, I'm not sure which is more important, negotiation or tactics or strategy. I'm thinking strategy might be the loser in that trio, but tactics and negotiation I think are probably pretty important for the unit commander, and I'm thinking I might actually put that into negotiation for when we negotiate our next contract, because I believe the commander's negotiation does come into play for that. That said, we could be saving up for a point of tactics, which would give us a point of initiative, but we would have to save up another 10 points of XP for that. We'd be giving up a point of negotiation. We probably wouldn't even get it before the end of the contract because XP comes a little slowly when the pace is a little bit lower. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into it. We're going to go ahead and spend that on negotiation. Maybe after that we'll get into some tactics. Leadership, again, prohibitively expensive. But yeah, so there was that. Let's see. We have the Phoenix Hawk double heat sink refit completed in 12 days. We've got the Cyclops completed in 3 days. Ernestine Feller gained edge, Petra gained negotiation. And with that, I think we're about ready to send Mariana Lance in to defend this VIP. We're sending Mariana, which is, of course, Earl in the Mackie, Victor Rama in the Black Knight, Naren Limbrick in the Atlas, and Petra in her Banshee. We're also sending Stiletto in the Cronus. We're protecting an Infiltrator Mark 1 Battle Armor Squad of 4, it looks like, in a heavy-wheeled APC, which I can't pull the stats up on. And we're up against primary enemy. Looks like it's going to be this Loki, which has a Gauss rifle and an LB5X, as well as an ER small and a dozen SRMs with Artemis 4. The Wyvern 2C is not going to be any joke either. It has an ER large, 2 ER mediums, 2 ER smalls, so that's about 40 points of damage right there. 40, 10, 24, 34, yeah, pretty close to 40 actually. Plus 2 machine guns, an SRM-6 and an LRM-10, and a flamer, can't forget the flamer. Let's see, the Pouncer Prime, if I'm not mistaken, has a pair of PPCs, but not enough heat sinks to use them both, except in dire emergencies. The Sentinel 3L is not going to be much of an issue, I don't think. The Shadowhawk 2C is mostly small guns. Pair of medium pulses, 8 streak SRMs, ER medium, ER small. So yeah, nothing bigger than a medium pulse, but plenty of them. And we are, I think, about ready to go. We've got 1 reroll, and we've got 1 initiative. We're looking at Hills River Snow, 25 by 35, daylight, light snowfall, moderate gale, light fog. Okay, so maybe we do want to reroll the weather, because the snowfall, the gale, and the fog, that's going to affect laser weapons, that's going to affect missile weapons. Yeah, I don't think I want my lasers impacted by the fog, because we are a laser-heavy unit. So let's see what a reroll gets us. Gusting rain and a strong gale. Okay, so that's going to hurt missiles. And maybe the strong gale might also have an effect on autocannon type weapons. What ballistic is the word I couldn't think of. Daylight gale. Okay. So missiles. Speaking of missiles, the Cronus is due for a refit. We want to put an ER large laser, a Clan-Tech ER large laser in the Cronus. Which is going to free up a ton. Also, I kind of want to ditch the SRM4. She has the energy weapon specialization. It's more of a liability. We never use it. It's at a penalty to hit. It doesn't do any real damage with the Inferno ammo loaded. We could save 3.5 tons, because I forgot about the case. Yeah, we could save 3.5 tons by pulling the SRM4 and the ammo and the case. We could add another medium pulse laser, a heat sink, and half a ton of armor. Actually, the half a ton of armor would be superfluous. Maybe an ER small. That would fit the theme well. But we can get back to that. In the meantime, this infiltrator squad has 5 armor per guy. Oh, that's not good. So a medium pulse laser is going to just annihilate each one. Let alone PPC or LBX fire. Well, the LBX 5 would only strip the armor, wouldn't kill the guy. It would take a second shot of spread damage, cluster munitions, to kill the guys. That said, we've got them on battle value, we have them on tonnage, and they don't really have us on tech either, so let's check out this map. Okay, lots of woods. Maybe a little bit of water. Ice. Okay, yeah, let's see if we get a river on our map. Oh, we do. Oh, and we're deploying minefields? Hold on, we're deploying where? Elementals can take a lot of shots to kill. I know. I don't have any LBXs in the unit right now, I don't think. Or at least not in this. Wait. No, the Atlas has a Gauss rifle. The Mackie has a Banshee has PPCs and an LBX, I believe. Yeah, the LBX is going to come in handy. So Petra might be taking care of them. We're deploying in the east. Okay, so we have to kill half of them and keep the battle armor alive and the heavy-wheeled APC. We have to preserve 100% of the following forces. Okay, so if the APC goes down, that is game, set, and match. We're deploying in the east. Oh, this is mud. If we're deploying on the east, I don't know if they're deploying in the west or the center or what, but we're going to go ahead and put a minefield here. Maximum density, of course. And I'm thinking we're going to put another one maybe here. Okay, that's our 2 minefields. Oh, Stiletto doesn't deploy until round 3. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna start with Petra in the Banshee. 0, -2, Rapids, Ice, Depth 1, Level 0. Yeah, there's not going to be any crossing there. Oh, -2, Depth 1, Depth 1, -2. We could cross here. Why is the visibility so bad? There's no, it's not snowing and it's not dark, right? It's not snowing and it's not dark. Daylight, gusting rain. Oh, gusting rain might be why. Okay, well. In that case, I think we'll start here facing that way. And if we need to cross the river, we can come down here and do that. Assuming we don't break through the ice. Okay, next up is the Mackie. I think the Mackie is going to deploy here. The Atlas. The Black Knight, I think. No, I don't want to be quite so spread out. The Black Knight. Advance to this heavy woods hex, I think, and then have pretty major control over this area. The heavy APC can start here in partial cover, and the infiltrator battle armor can start there in partial cover. Alright, we've got the Cronus deploying on round 3. We have lost initiative going into round 1 because their bonus is 3 and ours is 1. We've got a couple sensor returns here. We've got a sensor return down here and another one there. But we don't know who's where. Okay, so that's a 5th one up here as well. Okay, well, they are kind of concentrating their forces in the northern section. So it looks like Petra maybe needs to move this way. Maybe the Black Knight can start heading that way as well. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start moving him up. Let's see. Atlas can move to there. Mackie can move to there. Oh, that's helpful. Okay, yeah, so they are definitely scooching up this way, and they are almost certainly going to outpace us. Ice sounds bad? Yeah, ice does sound bad. I don't like ice. Let's see, the heavy tracked APC will move this way. Needs a 6 to avoid bogging down because of the rain and everything. Oh, and they're stuck. Okay, and the Waddles will move there. Yeah, Petra needs to start moving to intercept. Everyone needs to start moving to intercept. Okay, so the heavy-wheeled APC rolled a 5 and gets bogged down. The infiltrator Waddles need a 4, get a 4. So they don't bog down. Can we hit anything? We can't hit anything, I don't think. No. But yeah, no one's got any firing to do. No one builds up any heat. Cronus deploying next round. Hopefully deploying in the south. Or not the south, the west. Okay, the heavy-wheeled APC got itself unstuck, so we'll move this way. Needs a trio of 6s, and we get all of them. Okay, the Waddles can move to there as well. Petra will advance at a walk. Earl will advance at a run. Maybe even a sprint. Nairn and the Atlas will advance at a run. And Victor Rama and the Black Knight. Do we sprint? Oh, there's a Shadowhawk up there. Yeah, we'll sprint this turn so we can get into those woods next turn. And hopefully have better line of sight. Okay, yeah, we break free of the terrain. Needed a 6, got a 7. Needed a trio of 6s, got a 7, 10, 7. Infiltrator needed a 4, got an 11. And Petra at the Shadowhawk has him on 11s with the PPCs at medium range. And the LBX on an 11 as well. Yeah, we'll throw that in. Yeah, we'll just throw in the long-range weapons on 11s. And Earl at the Elementals. Oh, and a Pouncer. We've got the Pouncer on an 11. Have the Elementals? Not at all. So that'll be the Pouncer on an 11. That'll be PPC. That'll be the LBX. That'll be a pair of ER mediums. Let's see. Nairn in the Atlas has the Gauss rifle. We can hit the Pouncer. No, we can't. Heavy APC is not going to fire anything. The Infiltrators are not going to fire anything. The Banshee missed on 11s. The Mackie missed on 11s. The Black Knight takes 5 to the left arm from an unknown source. The Shadowhawk 2C on 7s with those medium pulse lasers hits the Banshee in the left arm and right leg for 7 each, down to 23 and 33. All the streak missiles fail to lock. The Pouncer fires both PPCs at the Black Knight on 8s and lands them to the left and right torso. Ouch. Down to 9 armor in both of those locations. 20 plus damage. Needs a 9. Gets a 6. Falls on its left side. Takes 8 damage to the left arm. Would have been the head, but it cost us a point of edge. And we failed our seatbelt check in the fall, so we did take a point of damage anyway. Need a 3 to stay conscious, get a 4. That Black Knight is in rough shape. Pouncer is up to 11 heat. Everyone else is running cool. They've got us down to 98.5% of our forces. We haven't done a thing to them yet. And it is time to deploy the Cronus. Definitely going to be jumping up into this area here. Can we jump into the mud without getting bogged down, I wonder? We definitely want to... Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, heavy tracked APC is gonna move this way behind Petra. Needs a trio of 6s to avoid bogging down. Gets stuck. The Infiltrators will also be trying not to get bogged down. I don't know if they got stuck or not. The Black Knight is prone. We can get up, hopefully. Man, that Pouncer really did a number on us, didn't he? Let's see, the Mackie would like to engage someone. If we can get the Elementals, that would be fine. Maybe the Pouncer. Let's see, Nairn and the Atlas would like to run, I think. Let's see, the Black Knight would like to get up and get into these woods, I think. needs a 6 because of the rain, the gale, and the mud. Let's see, stiletto. We jump into these heavy woods without getting stuck. I'm hoping so. We've got eyes on a Wyvern 2C, so that's kind of a threat. Petra. Light woods, light woods. Do we sit still? Yeah, Petra hasn't taken too much damage yet. She's taken 7 to the left arm and 7 to the right leg. She still has 33 on that right leg, 23 on the left arm. Shadowhawk, yeah, we're gonna stand still. We're gonna hope he comes to us. We're gonna blast him. Okay, heavy wheeled APC bogs down with a 3. Infiltrator does not. Black Knight gets up on a 9. Good deal. Alright, stiletto at the Wyvern. Has him on an 11. 2, 3 for rain. 4 for jumping. 5, 6 for his movement. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so he's in heavy woods with 2 woods between us. So yeah, 11s and 9s. Petra has the Shadowhawk on 9s, has the Wyvern on 10s. Yeah, that'll be a pair of 9s and the LBX. And 1 medium laser, just to keep the heat sinks pumping. Let's see, the Black Knight should be next, because we're also firing on the Shadowhawk. Ooh, at close range with the PPC. That's an 8, and a pair of 10s, and an 8, and a 10. Let's make it a pair of 10s, just to go 3 heat over. Let's see, Nairn in the Atlas. We have eyes on the Shadowhawk on a 14. We have the Sentinel on a 10. The Sentinel's taking a pot shot at us. He needs an 8 and a 12. So yeah, that'll be a 10 with the Gauss rifle, a 10 with the large laser. And I guess 10s with the LRMs. We've got more firepower than him, but he's got better range than us. Last but not least, the Mackie has the Sentinel on a 9 with the PPC. Yeah, we'll take that shot. And a 9 with the LBX and 11s with the ERs. Yeah, we'll dish out some damage there, I hope. Let's see, the heavy APC's not got anything in range. The infiltrators have got nothing in range. Let's see, the Cronus on 11s and 9s. Missed with everything. The Banshee on 9s hits the Shadowhawk in the right arm and the right leg for 10 each. That's going to be a PSR, and he's down to 2 armor on that right arm, down to 10 armor on that right leg. The Black Knight hits the Shadowhawk in the right arm with a medium pulse laser, down to 2 structure. Sentinel hits at Nairn in the right torso with that Ultra AC5, down to 27. Missed with the second shot. Atlas at the Sentinel hits him in the right arm with the Gauss rifle, destroying that right arm and transferring into the right torso. Large laser to the left torso leaves it with 0 armor. And 12 LRMs to the chest, left torso, and right leg, going internal on the left torso. The Shadowhawk 2C hits Petra in the left leg with a medium pulse laser for 7, down to 33. ER medium laser to the left arm, down to 16. And a streak 2 to the right torso and right arm, down to 28 in both of those locations. Earl at the Sentinel missed on 9s and 11s. The Wyvern 2C missed Petra on 9s and 11s as well. The Shadowhawk 2C needs an 8 to stay standing. Gets a 3, falls on his right side, takes 5 damage to the left torso, down to 12 armor there. Needs an 8 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets an 11. Sentinel took 20 plus damage, needs a 9, gets an 8. Takes 4 to the center torso, down to 1 armor. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 12. Alright, Stiletto is at 3 heat. Petra is at 1. Who's in the Black Knight? Not Nairn. Victor Rama in the Black Knight is up to 3. Their Shadowhawk is up to 1. Their Wyvern is up to 7. And at this point, I think we'll have just barely passed them in damage output. We're at 97.98. They're at 97.88. We have lost initiative again, our 7 to their 13. Let's start with the Infiltrator armor. We'll move them here. The heavy tracked APC is stuck, so it can't do anything. Let's see, the Black Knight would like to move into these woods, where it can control that area. Shadowhawk having a bad day. Yeah. Yeah, we did some damage to that Shadowhawk. Yeah, his right arm, which has his medium pulse laser, is about to come off. Actually, other than that right arm, he's in pretty good shape. It's the Sentinel that's having a real bad day. He's already lost an arm. He's down to 5 on his left torso. He's down to 1 armor on his chest. Oh, he does still. The Ultra AC5 is in his left arm. I was thinking it was in his right. Okay, well, a medium laser to that left torso will strip him of his primary weapon, which would be nice. But I don't know if we're going to manage that this turn or next. Nairn in the Atlas. We can get partial cover if we stay there at a walking speed. It does mean that we'll have some lasers in our legs, I think, that we can't fire. Maybe not. I'm not sure. No, it was the Mackie that had lasers in its legs, not the Atlas. Okay. Well, we'll move forward 1 hex. We'll have partial cover. Let's see. The Mackie. Mackie has the LB10X, so we're gonna be concentrating fire on the elementals if we can. Would like to run forward. Let's see. Stiletto and Petra are all that's left. We'll have Petra advance at a run into those light woods, and then next turn into those light woods. Oh, the Shadowhawk is getting in the Black Knight's face. Stiletto would like to get within a couple of hexes of that Wyvern. The Wyvern has ER large, 2 ER mediums, 2 ER smalls. So 4 hexes is medium range for his smalls and short range for everything else. That gives us short range with our everything except the SRMs. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll walk this turn to keep the heat down a little bit. Alright, heavy wheeled APC. This fails to break free of the train. Needed a 6, got a 3. The Infiltrator did avoid bogging down. Needed a 4, got an 8. Sentinel gets up in the mud. Needed an 8, got a 12. The Shadowhawk also standing up needs a 7, gets a 9. We'll start with Petra, because she's got the biggest average gun size, I think. We've got the Wyvern on 12s. Or we've got the Shadowhawk on 9s. That's not a difficult decision. 12s are not likely to hit. 9s are not likely to hit either, but they're better than 12s. So that'll be both PPCs and the LBX, and that'll be 1 heat over. We'll skip the 11 with the medium lasers. Who else is firing at the Shadowhawk? Just so we can keep everything together. We've got the Black Knight. We'll skip the PPC on a 6. Everything else is going to be 4s. And a 6 with the small laser. Yes. Oh, that Shadowhawk is about to have a much worse day than this. Let's see. The Atlas has eyes on not the Shadowhawk. We've got the Sentinel on 8s. At the elementals on 9s. We'll do the sentinel on 8s, because 40% is better than 25. We'll do the Gauss rifle on an 8. We'll do the large laser on an 8. 3 medium lasers on 10s. LRMs on 8s. We'll hold off on the SRM on a 10. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. Let's see, the Cronus is next, or the Mackie? No, the Mackie is going to be next, because he's also going to be firing at the Sentinel. He's got him on 9s, so that'll be a 9, and a pair of ERs. And that'll be it. And finally, Cronus at the Wyvern. We've got him on a 5 and 3s, I believe. Throw in a 9 too, why not? If we hit with those, then that'll mess him up a little bit. And of course, the machine guns have nothing in range, the grenade launchers have nothing in range. Petra at the Shadowhawk hits him in the right leg with a PPC down to 0 armor. Nice. The Black Knight at the Shadowhawk hits him in the right torso and the right torso with a pair of large lasers down to 1. Hits him in the right arm with a medium pulse laser, transfers into the right torso down to 7 structure there. Missed with a medium laser on a 4. Medium laser to the center torso, medium laser to the left torso, medium laser to the center torso down to 10. Medium laser to the, small laser to the center torso down to 7. So yeah, the Shadowhawk just lost his right arm, which was his medium pulse laser. I think that's about all he's lost though. The Atlas at the Sentinel missed with the Gauss rifle. Dang. Hit him in the right leg with the large laser for 8 down to 0. Medium lasers on 10s all missed. The LRM 20s. 1 hits for 16 to the right arm, transferring into the right torso. Center torso critting on the engine. Right leg critting on the hip. And 1 point of damage to the head, forcing Virginia's first consciousness check, which she passes with a 10. The Sentinel returns fire at the Atlas with an Ultra AC5, firing twice, needs a pair of 8s, gets a 5 and a 6. The Streak 2 hits with both missiles to the left arm and left leg, down to 32 on that arm. The Mackie at the Sentinel missed with the PPC, missed with the LBX. ER medium to the left torso, destroys it and blows off the left arm, transfers into the center torso down to 6 structure there. Missed with the other ER medium. The Shadowhawk 2C hits the Black Knight in the left torso and right leg with medium pulse laser fire down to 2 on that left torso. ER medium laser to the left leg down to 17. ER small laser to the right torso down to 4. Streak 2 to the right leg and left torso, strips it of the armor. Streak 2 to the left torso and center torso, goes internal on that left torso down to 14 structure. And the last SRM2 hits the left leg and the right arm, down to 15 on the leg, 22 on the arm. Cronus, Stiletto in the Cronus, hits the Wyvern 2C in the chest with an ER large laser for 8, down to 13. Medium pulse lasers on 3. On 3s, missed the first one. The second one's hit the right torso and the center torso, down to 6 armor on that CT. And missed with the SRM4. The Wyvern 2C missed with both ER mediums, did land the ER small to the right arm of Stiletto, down to 13 armor there. Black Knight took 20 plus, needs a 7, gets a 5, goes on its back, takes 5 to the left torso rear and 3 to the right arm, down to 3 on that left torso rear. Victor Rama needs a 7 to avoid hurting himself in the fall, gets a 9. The Shadowhawk took 40 plus, needs a 9, gets a 6. Goes down on his right torso for 5, critting on a jump jet and leaving it with 2 structure. Elisa needs a 9 to avoid hurting herself in the fall, gets the 9. Sentinel with the hip actuator hit and 20 plus damage needs an 11, gets an 8. Goes down on the center torso for 4, down to 2 structure. Virginia takes her second consciousness check, which she barely passes. Wyvern 2C took 20 plus, needs an 8, gets a 5, goes down on its left side, takes 5 to the center torso, leaves it with 1 armor remaining. Pilot Awab Moran needs an 8 to avoid hurting himself in the fall, gets a 7, takes a point of damage and needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets an 11. The Cronus is at 5 heat. Petra and Nairn are at 1. Victor Rama is at 1. Their Shadowhawk is at 5. Their Sentinel is at 2. Their Wyvern is at 8. So he's going to be taking targeting and movement penalties. We've lost initiative again, quite badly. Oh, the Wyvern is in a hex that's on fire. Those Infernos that missed. I did not notice. They started a fire. Even in the rain, in the mud. Okay. Let's see. So the heavy APC will be moving to here. Needs a pair of 6s to avoid bogging down. Gets stuck. The Waddles will go ahead and move as well. Need a 4. Do not get stuck. Let's see. Victor Rama with 1 hit. His left torso is bare. His right torso is almost bare. We don't have a lot of high-tech anything in this mech. Yeah, endo steel and double heat sinks, and other than that, yeah, there's nothing super valuable in that mech. If we lose a right torso, we lose a right torso. We can replace that. Our left torso. It's just a large laser and a medium laser. No big deal. So yeah, we are in a light woods, so we will get up. We'll do a careful stand for all of our walking movement points, and then we will end up facing, I guess northwest. Shadowhawk's not going to be able to jump behind us. We need a 4 to get up. We succeed. Alright, the Atlas. No. Earl in the Mackie. Can we get eyes on those elementals at all? Yes, we can. We can go here. We can get them at 5 hexes. Is it worth it, though? Would we rather head this way? That is the wreck of the Sentinel. Oh, did he eject? She eject. I guess she ejected. The Wyvern 2C, and who is this up here? I forget. Yeah, let's try and take out those elementals, I think. Let's see, the Atlas. Oh, prone and no gyro on the Sentinel. Oh. The Sentinel is kaput. Is dead, has got no center torso, must have killed itself in the fall. The Wyvern 2C stands up at a run. Stiletto. We can jump in behind him. Petra can get the Wyvern 2C at, what is that, like 6 hexes, 7 hexes? That is 7 hexes, that is short range for the PPCs, yes. Okay, heavy wheeled APC, breaks free of the terrain, needs a 6, gets a 6, and then promptly gets stuck again, needed a 6, got a 4. The Infiltrator Waddles, needed a 4, got a 5. The Black Knight needed a 4, got a 10. Sentinel needs a 10 to stand up with a busted hip actuator. Gets a 4, takes 4 to the center torso, and is destroyed by pilot error. The Wyvern 2C tries to get up, needs a 7, gets a 5, falls on his left arm, crits on his ER medium laser, avoids hurting the pilot in the fall, stands up successfully on the second attempt, needed a 7, got an 8, and the Shadowhawk needed a 7, got a 9. And this weather is really affecting everyone. We'll start with Petra and the Banshee. We've got the Wyvern 2C on 8s with the PPCs. And a 10 with the LBX. We'll hold off on the 12s. Stiletto. Oh, that's the Loki. Loki with the Gauss rifle in our back arc. It's a good thing we're evasive and in woods. Okay. Yeah, let's fire fire the large, and 1, 2... We'll skip the large. We'll fire everything else on 2s and 4s and be 1 heat under. Earl at the elementals. We've got the PPC on an 8. The LBX will do the cluster munitions on a 7, try to spread that out a bit. And the medium lasers on 8s and 10s. Yeah, we'll stop there at 2 heat over. We'll save those medium lasers for later. Let's see, the Atlas has eyes on a sensor return over here, but nothing he can shoot at. We've got the elementals on a 10 with the Gauss rifle, and a 10 with the large laser, and 12s with the mediums. And we'll throw in a couple of 10s with the LRMs as well. Let's see, the Black Knight, pretty much our last shot of the turn. We'll skip the PPC on a 6. We'll do the larges on 3s, the medium pulse on a 1, and the mediums on 3s, and the small on a 3 as well. That'll be heat neutral. The heavy APC and the waddles have nothing in range. Alright, Banshee at the Wyvern hits him on a pair of 8s to the left leg and left torso, down to 12 and 7 in those locations, missed with the LBX. The Cronus hits the Wyvern in the center torso rear for 7, down to 13 structure. Right arm and right leg each take 7, down to 7 and 15. Wyvern 2C, he is well armored. He's only a 45 tonner? He is taking a lot of damage. And he still has a lot of armor. And we hit him with the SRM4s, so he's going to gain an additional 4 heat during the heat phase. The Loki hits Petra in the left leg with a Gauss rifle for 15, down to 18 armor there. Missed with the LBX on a 7, got a 5. Earl at the elementals killed Trooper 2 with an ERPPC, missed with the LBX on a 7. ER medium laser to Trooper 1 leaves him with 3 armor. Medium laser to Trooper 4 and 3 leave them each with 5 armor. The Atlas missed with everything on 10s and 12s. The Shadowhawk hits the Black Knight in the left arm with a medium pulse laser, down to 4. ER small to the left leg, down to 10. Streak 2 to the left arm and right leg. Left arm is down to 2. 2 streak S arms to the left torso, critting on a medium laser, down to 10 structure. And critting on 1 or 2 double heat sinks in the left torso as well. So yeah, the Black Knight might be building up a little bit of heat this turn. He returns fire. He hits the Shadowhawk in the right leg with a large laser, down to 3 structure, critting on his hip and his foot. Large laser to the left arm, medium pulse laser to the right leg, destroys it and transfers into the right torso, which destroys it, blows off the right arm, transfers into the center torso, down to 5 armor. Medium laser to the left torso, medium laser to the left arm, down to 6 structure, medium laser to the head, forcing Elisa's first consciousness check, which she passes with a 7. Medium laser to the left torso, down to 8 structure, small laser to the center torso, critical on the gyro. So that is going to be hip, foot, and gyro crits, plus 20 plus damage. So that's going to be 4 piloting checks at ridiculous amounts. The Elementals firing at Earl land 4 SRMs to the right torso, left leg, and center torso. Down to 28 on that right torso. The Wyvern 2C at Petra missed on 10s and 12s. Nairn the Black Knight goes down again. Takes 5 to the right torso, down to 15 structure. 3 to the center torso, down to 22. Victor Rama needs a 7 to avoid hurting himself in the fall, gets a 9. The Shadowhawk with 5 piloting skill checks. Oh, and leg destroyed. I forgot the leg destroyed one. Takes 5 to the center torso, critting on his engine. Needs a 20 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 3. Takes her second consciousness check, which she passes with a 9. And the Wyvern needs a 9, gets an 11 to stay standing after taking 40 plus damage. Okay, well, we can still kick him twice on 2s in the rear arc. Kicked him in the left leg twice, destroying it, transferring into the left torso rear. Automatically goes down, takes 5 to the right leg, down to 10. Needs a 14 to avert hitting the pilot, gets an 8. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 9. The Wyvern might be about to eject. Adds 5 heat from the fire. Up to 18 heat sank, or up to 18 unsank heat. Needs a 6 to avoid shutting down, gets a 6, barely. Let's see, their Shadowhawk 2C is at 9 heat, our Black Knight is at 4, our Atlas and our MekHQ are both at 2. We've lost initiative again, even though we rolled a 4 and they rolled a 2. We do have them down to 67% of their forces. And yeah, that Shadowhawk is very unhappy right now. Our Black Knight's not doing a whole lot better. Alright, let's get these waddles out of here. Get the heavy tracked APC out of here. Needs a 6, gets the 6. Okay, so the Wyvern can't really do much of anything this turn, or he will shut down. Okay, so Shadowhawk 2C ejected. Earl will advance on those elementals at a walking pace, and hopefully they don't try to jump in and swarm him. Let's see. Nairn in the Atlas. Would like to avoid that minefield if we can, so we'll turn and run and turn. Let's see. Petra in the Banshee. She's in Light Woods. She can stand still. Take shots at the Loki, maybe. Let's see. The Black Knight. We get up. We need a 6. If we fall, that could be the left torso. We'll get up, we'll use careful stand, we'll face north. Needs a 4. And Stiletto would like to maybe jump over here and threaten this Loki. Whoever needs another Inferno shot. I mean, he's prone and stationary in a Flaming Woods Hex. I mean, he's already a 003 movement profile. He has no movement points to get up. Loki, on the other hand. Whew. Stiletto soak up a Gauss rifle. Yeah, she really can. Alright, heavy-wheeled APC breaks free of the terrain. Infiltrator does not bog down. Heavy-wheeled APC does not bog down. Elisa ejects from the Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk destroyed by ejection. Black Knight needs a 4, gets a 5. Good thing we decided to use careful stand, or we would have gone down. Let's start with the big guns. It's gonna be the Atlas with the Gauss rifle. Oh, there's still a Pouncer on the field. We've got him on a 13. But we've got no shot. Let's see, the Black Knight has the Pouncer on 8s. Yeah, that'll be an 8, that'll be an 8, and an 8, and a 6. Let's see, the heavy-wheeled APC is going to not fire anything. The infiltrators are not going to fire anything. They've got nothing in range. Let's see, the MekHQ has the elementals on 7s. And 6s and 7s and 9s. Let's see, Petra has the Loki on a 6s with those ERPPCs. I don't know how. Even the Wyvern is at 8s, so yeah, the Loki is the easier target. So that'll be a 6 and a 6 and an 8. And then medium lasers on 12s. Oh. Yeah, we'll do one of those. No point in building up too much heat on a 12. Loki firing on us needs 6s with the PPCs. Oh no, we need 6s and 8s. What does he need? He needs 7s and 8s and 9s on us. We've got him on 3s and 1s. That's definitely going to be a PSR, and he did go down. It looked like he went down on his back. Okay, the Black Knight at the Pouncer. Missed with the PPC, missed with the first large laser. Second large laser hits him in the right leg for 8 down to 5. The Loki hits Stiletto in the chest with a Gauss rifle. Ouch, down to 13 armor there. One more of those and it goes internal. LB5X to the left leg, that's going to be a PSR. Down to 21 there. And the right torso takes an ER small down to 16. 5 SRMs for another 10 damage with the Artemis 4 to the right arm, right torso, and left arm, down to 14 on that left arm, down to 12 on that right torso, down to 11 on that right arm. The MekHQ kills trooper number 3, who was already hurt. Dang. The LBX hits 8 guys. Trooper 1 takes 2. Trooper 5 takes 4. Trooper 4 takes a couple as well. And then ER medium lasers to Trooper 5, Trooper 4, medium laser to Trooper 1. Elementals destroyed by damage. Nice. The Pouncer fires a PPC at Nairn in the Atlas. Missed on 11. Banshee at the Loki. Hits him in the right arm and left torso as PPC fired down to 1 and 4. The LB-10X hits him in the chest for 10 down to 7. The Elementals hit MekHQ with 6 SRMs to the left torso, right arm, left torso, left leg critical, blowing off the left leg with 35 armor remaining. Jeez. That was a lucky hit if I ever saw one. And the Flamers hit the left arm, center torso, center torso. The Cronus hits the Loki in the right arm, critting on his Gauss rifle, destroying the right arm, but the rest of the damage is prevented by case. That doesn't mean we're not going to be able to recover that Gauss rifle, I do believe. Medium pulse laser to the center torso down to 0 armor, right arm transfers into the right torso down to 7, right arm transfers into the right torso down to 0. Stiletto took 20 plus, needs a 7, gets a 12. Earl, with his leg blown off, automatically goes down. Takes 10 damage to the left arm, left leg, transferring into the left torso, and needs a 13 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 7, needs a 4 to stay conscious, gets a 3. The Hellbringer took 60 plus damage, needs a 10, gets a 3, goes on his left torso rear for 5 damage, leaves him with 2 armor, and then left torso rear again for 0 armor remaining. Needs a 10 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 4. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 4. Oh, because of the ammo explosion, right. Or the Gauss rifle explosion, yeah. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 5. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 6 and a 9. But then gets a 4 when they need a 7. So that is unconscious. That is Stiletto at 3, Earl at 3, Victor Rama in the Black Knight at 4, Petra at 1. The Pouncer is down to 7. Everyone else is running cool. We've got them down to 49.8% of their forces. They have us down to 84% of ours, which is not groovy, but yeah, that is a win. And well, I don't know. Do we want to keep going? He's knocked out. We can capture him. Or blow the head off or something. The Wyvern 2C has cooled down to 113 movement profile. The Pouncer, okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead, Wait, what? Oh, because he's missing a leg. Yeah, Earl's just gonna chill there. The heavy wheeled APC is just gonna chill there. The infiltrators are just gonna chill there. Let's see, the Black Knight going to move to there. Try to get the Pouncer at close range. If the Pouncer has any sense, he'll advance to 7 hexes away from us, where he has the range advantage, but I don't know if he's going to do that. Nairn in the Atlas is going to advance at a run into those heavy woods, putting him at a range of 7 hexes from the Pouncer as well. Petra and the Banshee has the Wyvern at close range with the PPCs in his rear arc. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stand still for that. Take a win. Give me one more round. Give me one more round. I want to try to take this Loki in the head. Okay, Wyvern 2C tries to get up and fails, needed a 12 because he's missing a leg. Got a 5, takes 5 to the right arm, hurts themselves in the fall, needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets an 8. And yeah, the Black Knight is hurting. The Mackie is missing a leg. But we can maybe get this Wyvern 2C and or the Pouncer. The Wyvern is on an 8, Pouncer on a 12, Loki on a 10 for the head, or 3 for the CT. Let's go for the Wyvern in the back on 8s. Yeah, that'll be 8, 8, and 10, and a 12. That'll be headshots. We'll need 2, 2, and 2. And then with the ER large, can we hit the Wyvern on a 9, the Pouncer on a 13? No, that's just gonna all be headshots. That's gonna be a 4 and a trio of 2s. For 4 heat over. Mackie has no targets. The Atlas has the Pouncer on a 15 with the Gauss rifle. That's not gonna happen. The Black Knight has the Pouncer on an 11 or the Wyvern on an 8. Yeah, that'll be an 8 and a pair of 10s and an 8. And then these guys are gonna stand still. Banshee hits the Wyvern where his left leg was, transfers into his left torso rear down to 5 structure. Missed with everything else. The Cronus hits the Hellbringer in the right torso, critting on his SRM6 ammo, which explodes. Donata takes 2 more damage, which brings her up to 5 total hits. Destroys the right torso, rest of the damage prevented by Case. Medium pulse laser to the head. Doesn't destroy the head, but does kill the pilot with a 6th hit, and then follows that up with another medium pulse laser to the head, which does destroy the head. And a 3rd medium pulse laser where the head used to be. Okay. The Pouncer fires at the Banshee and missed on a 10. The Black Knight at the Wyvern hits him in the center torso down to 4 structure, but does not get the kill. Okay. And at this point, let me just see what the values are. Yeah, we've got them down to 38%. Let's go ahead and call it here. Okay, so slash victory. Okay. Okay. Yes. And save. And yes. And save. And yes, we do retain battlefield control. Black Knight was crippled. Mackie took moderate damage. Well, I guess that is moderate damage. That left leg's going to be pretty easy to put back on, I think. The Black Knight lost some double heat sinks, took some internal damage, lost a medium laser. Oh, I forgot I had a medium pulse laser in that left arm. That was clan tech. But the left arm still had a little bit of armor on it. Okay, Victor Rama and Earl each got hurt in that battle. We can salvage probably one of these guys. Let's see, Loki. The Gauss rifle got destroyed, I do believe. The ammo got destroyed as well. We got the SRM-6 Artemis capable ammo. We've got an LB-5X. I don't know if we still have any SRM-6 ammo. That right torso is gone. The Shadowhawk 2C is only worth 750,000 C-bills, but it only has a couple of lasers and a streak 2 and some ammo. The Loki. No, we looked at the Loki. The Sentinel. We looked at the Sentinel. The Wyvern. Wyvern has an ER large laser, an ER medium laser, a pair of ER smalls, SRM-6, LRM-10, some ammo, standard armor. Does the Loki have Pharaoh? No, the Loki has standard. The Shadowhawk has Pharaoh, but only 36 points. Let's go ahead. We'll salvage the Shadowhawk just for its armor. We captured Hazel and Kayla of the Elementals. Everyone else, and Awab Moran of the Wyvern. Everyone else was either killed or ejected and escaped. Earl killed the Elementals. Ruby killed the Loki. The Shadowhawk ejected. The Sentinel ejected. The Wyvern was actually technically still operational, I believe. Force withdrawal, we succeeded. Preserve 100%, we succeeded. So yeah, we can call this, I think we can call this a decisive victory, actually. Wounded in combat, yeah, Earl and Victor Rama both get purple hearts worth an extra XP. Alright, so in the infirmary, we've got... She doesn't have edge, does she? Elsa, I'm not sure if she does or not. Elsa Al-Jurjani has 3 edge. Okay, so yeah, we can go ahead and assign some prisoners to Elsa. And Delphine will get Victor Rama and Earl. Let's see. Oh, in the warehouse, I had also noticed we have some damaged parts here that we could be working on. We've got a 200 XL engine for a 50-tonner. Let's hold off on that for the time being. In the repair bay, we've got the Atlas. We've got some ammo and armor. Ratnabala is going to be our ammo tech for today, so that's going to be the LRM-20 and the Gauss rifle, the LB-10X. The Black Knight has no ammo. The Cronus just has the SRM4 ammo. The Mackie has the LB10X. And the Shadowhawk 2C, no, we are salvaging this guy. Okay, so the Atlas, we've got B is an armor specialist. She can knock these out real quick. Banshee, there's B, those are all at 1/8. Those are all going to be at 2s. The Black Knight. "24 points off the right torso." Jeez, 24 points off the left torso. 22 points off the left arm. Let's see, the Cronus. It should all be 1s because it's easy to maintain. Oh, that's regular ferrofibrous. We need more of that. Let's see. B on the armor for the Mackie. And the Shadowhawk. Yeah, we can 4, 11, 16, 36 points. Yeah. We'll do halftime on those so that they can be done in 4s. Okay, back to the Black Knight. We've got, I need a weapon specialist. Weapon specialists are Elaine, Chris, and Ben. Medium laser, yeah, we can do that in half an hour. Vernita can do these heat sinks on 2s. Internal specialist, we've got Edeborg, can do this right torso and the left torso. Mackie needs its left leg put back on, and after that it'll be fine. We'll have Edeborg do that on a 1, no chance of screwing it up. Okay, medium pulse laser. Where's our weapon specialists? We've got Elena, can pull the medium pulse laser on a 4. Ben can pull the SRM2 on a 4, and the ammo bin on a 3, and the ER small and the ER medium. Let's see, actuators. We can have Septi pulling actuators on 45 minutes each. So that'll be what? 10 of those she can do. 7, 8. Lots of parts, yeah. Yeah, I would say that this has been a pretty profitable excursion. Oh, internal specialist, that's why. Mr. and Mrs. Fix It? No. I want a veteran internal specialist or an elite. Edeborg can pull the head. Fred Modry can pull the left arm and left leg, even if it takes him 270 minutes. The jump jets are going to be 120 minutes each, even for an elite tech, so that's going to be, I guess, Loney. Left torso, we can have Jamel pull that, I think. No? Yeah, Jamel can pull that. The engine, can be Chris. The gyro can be Veronica. Okay, and then in the hangar, we can sell what's left of the Shadowhawk for 4,000 sea bells. Whoop-de-doo. The warehouse. Let's see. Okay, so the fusion engine, foot actuator, left arm, left torso. Okay, so 200 XL internal specialist is gonna be Ediboard. Can get started on that. No. Yeah, no, I'll have Ediboard get started on that. The other clan fusion engine, not a XL engine, but Fred Modry can pull that, or can start working on that. Actually, I should be able to finish working on that. ER small laser, we'll have the Hira, we'll have Ethan do that. Left arm, we'll have Shada and MekHQ do the left torso. The right torso, we can have Tamalika do that. The gyro, we can have Janet do that on a 4. The streak 2, Philip, yeah, do that on a 1. And the upper arm actuator, we'll have Dulfikar do that on a 3. Okay, I think that is everything from the warehouse, everything from the repair bay. The infirmary is good. The hangar's looking good. Did we have any XP that we wanted to spend? Oh yeah, Victor Rama is going to be out for 3 days with some cuts on his chest, and Earl is out for 6 days with a laceration on his head. Ouch. Victor Rama with 24 XP. Okay, yeah, we'll hold on to that. And I think we can advance the day to Friday. Okay, a couple birthdays. Maintenance on the Phoenix Hawk, which is steadily improving. Nice. 200 XL engine. Ediborg will finish that in 2 days. We did fix the left torso, and Big Nut gained an XP for it. Fix the right torso. We've got the Phoenix Hawk in 11 days and the Cyclops in 2 days. Moving on to Saturday. We've got a couple birthdays. We've got the XL engine ready tomorrow. We've got the Cyclops ready tomorrow, and the Phoenix Hawk ready in 10 days. Moving on to Sunday. Some birthdays. Maintenance on the Atlas. Oh, wrong button. Oh, the Atlas is in excellent condition. The Black Knight. Also, double heat sinks that we just put in are improving already. We did fix that 200 XL engine. It only cost us 266,000. Phoenix Hawk ready in 9 days, and the Cyclops ready today. Cyclops 10B. Cyclops 10B has a 4.6 with an XL engine, double heat sinks, maxed out armor, endo-steel internal structure, pair of PPCs, 1 in each arm, a tag in the right arm, an LRM-10 and 2 medium lasers in each side torso, and an SRM-4 in the center torso. All of which has Artemis, has ECM, has active probe, has case. So, where do we want to put the Cyclops? It's got a pair of PPCs and a pair of LRM-10s, so it's kind of a sniper mech. We could put it in Tethys. We could replace the Zeus. The Zeus has an ER PPC, an ER large laser, and an LRM-15, so we'd be upgrading the large laser to a PPC and the LRM-15 to a pair of 20, to a pair of 10s. And I think we'd also get more double heat sinks out of it. 1428? Actually, hold on. 1734. The Zeus actually is better able to fire all of its stuff. The Cyclops is undersynced for two standard PPCs, not ER PPCs. Do we drop some medium lasers to upgrade those PPCs to ER PPCs? And I mean, the heat sinks is where we need the tonnage for. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll pull the Zeus. Oh, 27. 27 5 is 32. Would have more medium lasers. Doesn't have the AMS, but it does have the ECM. I think the Cyclops is going to get mothballed. I don't think it's necessarily an improvement over the Zeus. Especially not with the XL engine. 279 armor. 79. It does have about 30 more armor. It's 10 tons heavier. No, I think we're gonna stick with the Zeus. The Cyclops will mothball it. We'll have Yastruden do that. No, we'll not have Yastruden do that. We'll have Ratnabala do that. She's not doing maintenance on anything. Right. Okay. So that's the Cyclops done and being put into mothballs. The Phoenix Hawk will be ready in another 9 days. Personnel market updated. Yukiko Wada, Green Mech Warrior, and a Wasp. Not interested. Edaborg celebrates 5 years with us today. We gained 3 support points. Nice. Phoenix Hawk ready in 8 days, and the Cyclops is mothballed. November 9th. Some birthdays. Maintenance on the Archer, maintenance on the Marauder, TS1C, maintenance on the Cestus. Phoenix Hawk ready in 7 days. Convoy raid will occur on the 13th in 4 days. So what are we looking at here as far as that goes? Offboard artillery, we've got 2 snipers and 2 thumpers. We've got 17,000 worth of op4. We've got 4,000 worth of convoy. That is a big convoy. And unknown hostiles. And it looks like a pair of fighters, but they're not very good pilots. Temperate factory, daylight clear and calm. Okay. So we've got 17,000. Alan Davi, do you have enough XP to improve your strategy? No, you do not. Not yet. It would be nice. I'd like to get you here a little bit sooner. Wait, Alan Davi's a senior lieutenant, senior grade. Yeah, let's go ahead. Strategy and leadership, tactics and strategy. Okay, yeah, Alan Davi's gonna get a promotion. He's gonna be a captain. And at his first opportunity, he's going to improve either his tactics or his strategy. Probably his strategy, because Tethys Lance only does reinforcements. Okay, so who's gonna be our primary lance going into this? They've got, and that's a huge convoy, a Hunchback 2C, a Sentinel 3L, a Wyvern 2C, a Griffin 2N, a Hunchback 2C again, a Kintaro 19, a Crab 27B, that's the Royal, a Champion C, which has Jump Jets, ER Medium, Medium Pulse, SRM 6 with Artemis, LB10X, and 2 small pulse lasers. A Wyvern 5NB and a Kintaro 19B. All of them with veteran or regular, except for the pilot of the Wyvern, which is a 2-3. But they also have artillery, dang. Let's see, that's the 13th, so we've got some days to advance. Actually, wait. Dang it. What lance is the Griffin in? Was that in? That wasn't in Ryuku. That was in Aleutian. Yes. The Cronus, the Griffin, and the Cestus. The Cronus, the Griffin, and where's the Cestus? Let's see. For 1862. Let us drop the ER large laser in the right arm. Next, okay, we'll do ER large laser clan tech in the right arm. And that gives us enough for another heatsink. Which we don't have the crits for. Well, dang. Nope. Nope, we can't do anything with the Cronus. Okay. Unless we want to drop the ER large laser for a clan ER large laser and a medium or something. Oh no, we were also going to drop the SRM4 and the case. That leaves us with one empty crit. Yeah, we can't put any more heat sinks in. We can't put any more armor on. Yeah, no. There's nothing we can do with the Cronus. What else was there? The Griffin. Oh, no. Not the right button. Customize in MechLab. We could drop the ERPPC to a clan tech. That would free up a ton and a crit, so we would have 2 crits. It's not enough for another heatsink. No. And the other one was was the Cestus. Okay, the Cestus we should be able to do something with. Move. Ballistic. Gauss rifle. Clan tech. With ammo. That saves us 3 tons. But that's gonna take us well over 10 days. Okay, so we're not doing anything with the Cronus or the Griffin. The Cestus we can do something with, but it'll take some time. So yeah, we'll advance to the 11th. Got some birthdays, we got some armor in, we got the Phoenix Hawk in 5 days, we'll go to the 12th. We got the Phoenix Hawk in 4 days, we got some more armor in, some more LRM ammo in, and some more birthdays. Going on to the 13th, day of convoy raid. So who wants to be our primary lance going into this one? I want to send Tethys as a secondary. But pretty much anyone here should be good to go for primary, because Tethys has almost enough battle value by themselves. It's just a matter of getting there on time. We'll do... Do we do Mariana again? I think we do Mariana again. Everyone's fine. Everyone's recuperated and healed. I want to get Petra that, some XP. What do we think, Virank? Are we looking at Mariana and Tethys for this one? Either way, we're not going to be able to do it today. Half an hour is not enough time to start and finish this battle. Not as big as this battle is going to be. Did you see the size of that convoy? That was like 20 units. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, yeah, 20 exactly. Including no less than 5 Brunel dump trucks, which probably have autocannon 20s in their backs. As well as a couple of Lesseps dump trucks, which I'm not familiar with. Backhoe dumper, off-road chassis, okay. Okay, backhoe dumper, off-road chassis. Backhoe dumper, off-road chassis, okay. So the Brunel dump trucks are not the autocannon 20 dump trucks. Okay. What's this growler? Manipulator, searchlight, ladder, off-road, ultralight, and amphibious. Okay, well, interesting. Petra needs the XP? Okay, yeah, I agree. She did just spend everything she had on a second point of negotiation, which actually brought her negotiation from 8+ to 6+ for 10 XP. That's a pretty good bargain, I'd say. But yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll send Petra and Tethys. Mariana. Confirm. Commit. And then manage reinforcements. Tethys. Commit. All the support points. Should have needed a 4. We got the 4, barely. Okay, and then, ooh, do we want to add our artillery? I don't know if we do. They have artillery. We don't need artillery. Mariana and Tethys. Oh, I didn't realize those were the exact same colors. Offboard artillery. They've got 2 snipers and 2 thumpers. We should be okay, I think. Prevent at least 50% of the convoy from reaching the far side of the engagement zone. Destroy at least 50% of the convoy's escorts to force the remaining defenders to surrender. The more convoy units that survive, the greater the spoils. Disabling transports instead of outright destruction may increase salvage potential, but that is a secondary concern to stopping the convoy itself. However, do not linger. The enemy will respond quickly, and we will not control the battlefield once the battle ends. Oh. Enemy field artillery unit has been spotted in the area. Beware. Unidentified aerospace units have been detected approaching the area. Prevent the following forces from reaching the far edge. Capture intact units for additional supplies. Destroy or rout 50% of the following forces to force the convoy surrender. Offboard field artillery is included in the OP4 for that objective. Okay, well. I guess that's all we've got for tonight. It has been about an hour and a half, so we're not shorting you too much tonight. We'll go ahead and save our game here. Appreciate you hanging out with me, Virehank. If anyone else is there, and anyone on YouTube, glad you could make it. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio. My Twitch bio, that is. And yeah, tomorrow, or next week's episode does look like an exciting mission, alright. Lots of OP4, lots of targets. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.